Welcome to day 22. The scripture reading for today is John 6, 1 through 15. After this, Jesus crossed over to the far side of the Sea of Galilee, also known as the Sea of Tiberias. A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw his miraculous signs as he healed the sick. Then Jesus climbed a hill and sat down with his disciples around him. It was nearly time for the Jewish Passover celebration. Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for him. Turning to Philip, he asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all of these people?" He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we worked for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them." Then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "There's a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish, but what good is that with such a huge crowd?" "Tell everyone to sit down," Jesus said. So they all sat down on the grassy slopes. The men alone numbered 5,000. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and distributed them to the people. Afterward, he did the same with the fish, and they all ate as much as they wanted. After everyone was full, Jesus told the disciples, "Now, gather the leftovers so that nothing is wasted." So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. When the people saw him do this miraculous sign, they exclaimed, "Surely he is the prophet we have been expecting." When Jesus saw that they were ready to force him to be their king, he slipped away into the hills by himself. In our passage today, we find Jesus and his disciples confronted by a massive crowd out in the middle of nowhere. They had gathered after walking all night to find healing. They had major expectations, and the disciples had major problems. How are they supposed to feed all of these people? With 5 loaves and 2 fish and a prayer, everyone had plenty to eat, and the Bible tells us there were 12 baskets left in the end. God multiplies what little we bring forward, and he does more than we can imagine for his glory. As we've all experienced in the last few weeks, life can suddenly and drastically change overnight. It's so easy to see all the problems and so hard to find solutions. Today, spend some time in prayer, asking God to take control of your life and to multiply his blessings in spite of your circumstances.